And so I was a little bit taken back by how many people I knew that were willing to not only turn people in that wouldn't stay at home or that kind of thing, but would actually put things out on social media. I hope Austin Police Department has drones flying over the streets in the city to make sure that anyone out and about gets arrested. Stuff like that. That was a little bit disheartening. Did you see that kind of stuff? Did that surprise you?
I'm in an area of the country that is relatively insulated from a lot of that. People here, except me, are relatively wealthy, and it's Lower Fairfield County, Connecticut. It's one of the wealthiest counties in the country, and so there were people who freaked out over COVID, but they're generally not as like Karen as other parts of
Okay.
the country were. So in the beginning, people kind of begrudgingly wore masks, and then it kind of became a habit, and then they kind of stopped after the vaccinations. Like it wasn't really as hardcore as Facebook or Twitter or Instagram would indicate
Okay.
in my little insulated world. But when I would talk to people around the country, what was happening to them, because I'd gotten to a point in the restaurant industry where I knew people all over the world, and especially all over the country here, and they would tell me what they were seeing, and a lot of them, because the restaurant and bar industry, specifically the bar part, it leans progressive pretty heavily. And so I just saw all of these people kind of doing the thing that you said, but they weren't directly affecting my life.
Mm-hmm.
It just made me reconsider some of those social relationships and say, holy crap, like, are you really for this? You would see people whose restaurant was shut down that were like, thank God my restaurant was shut down.
Mm.
And that just blew my mind. Like, how do you reconcile those thoughts in your head? And I found myself not being able to talk to these people anymore, where, I was always kind of a right-wing guy in my adulthood, but seeing how quickly people turned authoritarian in my social circle,
Yeah.
I, I had to break ties with it. I had to leave so many people behind last year. And it's been incredibly freeing for me to leave all that and move on from it. But yeah, that was probably the way it affected me the most. Seeing people that I've known for over a decade just turn into little baby Mussolinis.